So I'm finally back from my holidays, thank God, and to say it the least, it was painful. I have never had a worse holiday ever. Oh, it was so bad. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in my holiday video that I made before we left, but I went to the Canary Islands and stayed on one of the islands, which is called Lanzarote. The Canary Islands, by the way, are really close to Africa, or fairly close to Africa, and the amount of Ebola jokes that me and my dad made. Sometimes when someone said hola, we'd say Ebola. And other times when we're just out and about and, you know, we think no one's around, apart from a couple of people in the distance, we'll just say Ebola, and then hope that they'd look and possibly react. So I guess we were in real life trolls. The weather, by the way, was absolutely horrendous. Apparently we came at the worst possible time in the year because it was actually raining every day and our apartment started leaking really bad. It did have its upsides, you know, every now and again it was pretty sunny. I probably don't look extremely tan, but I did get maybe an ever so slight tan. As well, there was a lot of mold in our apartment. There was mold on the walls, coming through the ceiling, and then actually it was coming through the ceiling so bad that like it was trying to burst through the ceiling, and that caused all the paint on the ceiling to fall off. So there was a ton of paint like on the floor, dry bits of paint, and then there was just a ton of fluffy mold on the roof. And then there was also mold on a banana, which I don't know if we got that or if that was there when we arrived, but yeah, there was a moldy banana in our apartment. We were all like shooting at different people in like some kind of triangle. Despite everything that happened on that holiday and how bad it was, there was one exceptional moment, should I say, that was kind of the highlight of the holiday. We're having dinner in this restaurant that had a really nice waitress, and this certain waitress started coming on to me. She kept on looking over at me and smiling. When she went to go put the food on the table, she was like, she could have just put the plate on the table just regularly. She could have actually used the full length of her arm just to place the plate on the table. But no, she bent her elbow, bent down and showed pretty much as much cleavage as you can get. And I'm not trying to sound like one of those guys who's all just like, oh, boobs. But if that moment is presented to you, do you look at the food? Or do you look at the cleavage that is right in front of your face? I kind of like gave her a quick look in the eye and then observed the glory that was the cleavage, and then kind of went back to the eye, back to the cleavage, and she was gone. I'm not sure if I can even describe to you like how I felt that moment. I was just in awe. I was like, oh. I'm not sure if you guys have ever had a moment like that, but it was just there. They were just there, and I was like, oh god. It went from 6 o'clock to midnight real quick, if you know what I'm saying. Now, she looked pretty young. Like, I'm gonna guess that she was maybe 20 to 22. No, definitely no younger than 20, I don't think. Definitely no older than 22. Now, I'm not sure if you guys knew this, but I'm 16, and 20, 16, 4-year difference, that isn't that bad. I think Angelina Jolie is like 38, and Brad Pitt is 50. I think we can make an exception for 20 and 16. I was maybe thinking she probably thought I was a lot older than I actually was because, you know, no offense to Spanish people, but the average height from what I've observed and, you know, what I've kind of heard from people is a lot smaller than other countries. So yeah, like I was saying, the average height from what I've observed and heard from other people is a lot smaller in Spain than it is in other countries, or at least Ireland. And I'm taller than the average person in Ireland at, you know, the age of 16. So, I don't know, maybe she thought I was 18 or 19 because I was taller than probably 95% of, you know, people in Spain, or Lanzarote exactly. I mean, like, I'm not complaining. If she wants to think I'm her age, then I will gladly go with it. But she wasn't Spanish though. She was actually Dutch, and you know, she was pretty tall, but I was taller, and on top of that, she was a blonde. Now, I'm not really a big fan of blondes. I'm more of a brunette kind of guy, but she was pretty fine for a blonde. Not saying that blondes are ugly, but you know, like I said, I'm just more of a brunette kind of guy. She was also like the perfect weight for her height, or at least for my kind of standard, I guess. But yeah, that was without doubt the highlight of the holiday. I will actually never forget that moment, because she was fine. I'm in love.